Welcome to the world of tomorrow. I have no idea why I had the urge to say that. A little bit of a homage to Futurama, I suppose. But if you've been drawn to listen to this recording, there's definitely a message here for you, especially if you wait, or especially if you get to the end of the reading, as I tend to kind of wrap things up usually, and kind of tie everything in. So, just to kind of summarize a bit, um, this reading will most resonate for you if you've kind of been going either recently in the past or kind of right now. You've been going through some type of conflict. Okay, so this is either conflict with somebody else in like a relationship or a friendship. This could potentially be a conflict with another family member, in the sense of like a sister or so, but it seems like more likely it'd be a significant other in a relationship. It could be based on a conflict at work, okay, and maybe deciding whether to stay there or not, or maybe you have another opportunity coming around again. So that would be the same thing when it comes to with relationships. Or this is something about, conflict within yourself, thinking, trying to make a decision. Ultimately, no matter what, whether this is with another person or not, there's definitely a theme of, making a major life decision. Okay, something that is just, something is fair, something may have ended recently, so, and yeah, you're getting a second chance, maybe. Or there could be an option between two people, two jobs, or again, whether or not to just commit or not. There's definitely something that was, hurtful, or maybe something that was lost in the past, in the past, and something that you probably let go. But there's an option to build, and there's an option for healing. So that's kind of the theme. Um, so if you find that kind of, seems like your situation, even if it doesn't really seem like your situation, if you're drawn to this video, there's probably something here for you. Or again, this could be seen from a different perspective, from another. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about how these collective readings go and how they work, and especially if you haven't had a tarot reading before or had this kind of experience. Okay, so like I was saying, that I gave a couple of different options between work, or for a significant other, or kind of just within yourself. And it can be all three, two to the three, or whatever the case is. And so the best way to kind of get the most out of this type of reading is to see if this resonates. In the point that you're generally going to be like, whoa, how did she know about my situation here, and or there's kind of sometimes where it may not make sense at the start, but as you kind of go through the rest of the year. So this reading is kind of pretty much whenever you were drawn to listen to this until, roughly the end of the year. Now, granted, there are some major energies here in this reading, so a lot of these will take a little bit longer to kind of play out, but it really does have, you have the potential to really make some life altering decisions, something that will really impact you for a long time. But I mean, I think no matter what you choose, it's going to be amazing. And so, again, to get the most out of this reading, think about, again, which scenario matches your scenario. Okay, all three may, two of them or one of them may, for example. So only apply what is relevant to you. Also think about spectrums of words. So I might be talking about, something about fear, for example. And you're like, nah, I'm not really fearful. Okay, well, maybe there's some kind of hesitation or something like that. So, think about it as a spectrum. And also, now that this is a collective reading, okay, and in theory, multiple people will listen to this and will be able to get different messages. You could potentially watch this with somebody right beside you, and you both take the reading as if it's for you, because it is for you, the listener, right here. Okay? And so whenever you're drawn to watch it, that is the right time to watch it. So, but what else could happen though is, even if you're watching with somebody else, is that it can play out from a different perspective, like from like almost like the cross watcher. So if I'm talking about, you making a decision about some kind of offer you've been presented with, well, as you listen to this, it could be the fact that you're dealing with somebody who is now deciding because you've just made them an offer and you just come back to their life. Okay? So you could find yourself on either one of the spectrums. Now, again, don't make this fit. If you don't feel that this is resonating with your situation, don't try to force it. And also, I was like, I don't quite know what I'm going to say. So, I mean, definitely take everything with, like, use your own intuition. Everybody has free will. Okay, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just kind of drawing from the energies, and hopefully you'll get some, helpful guidance to kind of take you through the rest of 2019. Okay, so that's all my spiel. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. Thank you so much for, taking the time, and I hope, my gift to you is something that is beneficial. Okay. So, like I kind of already said, there's definitely something that's in the recent past, there was some kind of conflict with another, maybe there was, some hurt words, maybe somebody felt like they were taken advantage of. There was definitely some kind of loss, maybe an ending to a relationship, an ending, maybe someone got fired, but there was definitely some kind of conflict that, is probably over right now. Like, you still might be affected by it. It probably is still fresh in your mind. Like, this could have just happened yesterday, or this could have happened, a month from now, or 5 weeks, before, kind of thing, or again, this is still something that you're presently going through. But generally speaking, there's going to be kind of like an ending, a hard ending, and which will allow a time for introspection, and now it seems like in the present situation there is something about a commitment, or an institution, so something that you're dealing with that you were maybe at one point kind of really trapped in your mind about, this really hurt you, or you really hurt another and you're feeling really bad about that, but there's something that's not over with this situation, something that's not resolved. There has probably been some very, there's probably some unsaid words. And so I mean, again, like, I don't think per se this connection fully ended, but there might have been like let's go to our corners and we'll like reconvene a little bit later, and if this was a work situation, maybe you were talked to or something like that, or you got a some kind of letter or something like that that's telling you to kind of like improve, and so now you're kind of like assessing, what do I do with this conflict, do I stay, do I go, or a job that you might have previously had, is coming up again, something that, and then now there's this choice between, again, do you go back, or do you and quit the job that you have, or you try to make things better with your current situation. Okay, so there's definitely some, options that you are definitely assessing. Again, if it's not work related, it's definitely about, either a divorce or a breakup, and not necessarily that has happened, but there is an assessment, like, either way, you're not happy, you're not content, but there's a lot of burdens, and I think it is about, speaking your truth. It's kind of like, what would make you happy? Like, what is it with this conflict that needs to still be resolved? Again, is it about just getting a divorce and going separate ways? You know, is this about two people, like somebody coming back in, you know, and now you're choosing whether to let something go or, you know, start something new with another, you know, or again, if you got hurt, you know, can you trust this person anymore? You know, like, are you, you know, you've been potentially wounded, you know, maybe like there was some victory that happened, you know, but it was kind of like a lose-lose victory, you know, or like somebody kind of gave up and it was just like, do you know what, you win, you know, take my swords, take my, you know, like, take this drama, you know, and so, but something is resurfacing. And the challenge is with the Ten of Swords is about an ending, you know, but with the Ten of Swords, it is over. And so maybe the challenge is that, like, is to really kind of let it go. And I'm not saying necessarily to let go of this relationship or let go of, you know, this job, you know, but it's about letting go of the conflict. You know, it's like, you know, we have a lot of change here. You know, we have a lot of fives. You have, again, like, you know, kind of feeling lost, left in the cold. You know, maybe there was a loss of money, you know, especially if you lost a job, you know, or somebody took advantage maybe in a little way. And then therefore they kind of, you know, maybe you lost some money in the process, you know, and so it's kind of about rebuilding and gaining your stability again, you know, and it can be with this other person that seems to, like, that there's definitely some unfinished business with, you know, and it's completely up to you whether or not you choose to, you know, move forward or not. But it definitely seems like you're presented with a lot of options, and, you know, something here definitely has the potential to make you really happy. Okay, so it's about using your discernment, you know, kind of, you know, deciphering between, you know, which is, you know, what are the snakes, you know, what is that pot of gold, you know, where's that love, you know, like, you know, where's that passion, you know, and like disregarding anything that no longer serves you, you know, coming out of a little bit of, you know, indecision, you know, maybe daydreaming a lot, you know, and it's like, but it seems like it's time, you know, to take action, okay, to let down the burdens. You're definitely at some kind of end of the cycle, okay. We have both the Ten of the Wands and the Ten of Swords, okay. Both of them are about, like, you know, burdens and, you know, painful endings, you know, but the thing is, it is over, okay. Like, if you just let down, you know, those burdens, you know, and I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do. It's not. You know, okay? It's taken you a long time to get to this point. Okay? And you should be proud. Okay? This is telling you that, you know, to not give up, you know, but to understand that, like, sometimes you just need to put it down. You know, a lot of times this is about, you know, like, holding on to, you know, all these projects and all these, like, you know, debates and, you know, words and, you know, conflicts and things like that, you know, but you're at your destination, you know, like, say if you're gonna sell these, you know, wands, you know, it's about being like, okay, and now I'm at the store, I'm gonna put these down, here, you take them, and now what is next? And what is next we have is the Fool. Okay, the Fool is a major life energy, a major start to a brand new cycle. Okay, and it looks like you're on that precipice. Okay, you look like you're at that point where you're, like, really wanting to decipher what is truth and what is not, what will make you happy, what will bring you joy. Okay, and it's about taking a risk. That Fool is he, you know, goes with the bag on his back, you know, and just takes a leap. He knows that everything is going to be okay. Now, we have the King of Pentacles grounding this all. So, I mean, of course, it's not about just making, you know, stupid risks, you know, things like that. It is about, you know, assessing your options, you know, making a plan, you know, but then going for it, you know, not letting anything stop you, okay? If you want healing, the opportunity is for healing. If you want something new, you have the opportunity to make something new and to grow for longevity, okay? Whether this is a job, okay? Whether this is like another relationship or, you know, a friendship, you know, okay? Whether this is, you know, even again within yourself, you know, about, you know, kind of like, getting out of some kind of defeatist, mindset. And so it looks like with the Two of Wands here, okay, you do have, the world in your hand. Okay, you were definitely, a bit stuck in the past. One step in the past, one foot, sorry, in the future. Okay, but you're, the one that is generally going for the future. You have your whole world in front of you. Okay, and what you are showing up here is the Three of Wands. Okay, that is about manifestation. That is about putting your, making your plans. Okay, you have the Two of Wands right there. Okay, so it's making your plans, deciding, putting those actions in place. And the Three of Wands is kind of seeing those ships come in. It's like, something good is going to come back. Okay, because you've already manifested it. It is coming. You can see it in the distance, okay? But there definitely needs to be some kind of truth that needs to come out here, okay? Something about, like, again, what is your destination? Where does this truth, take you? Okay? And there is an opportunity for healing. Somebody around you, or even within yourself and your kind of spirituality, and balancing out, your your stability. It's like some kind of shakeup happened, and it looks like, and now it looks like somebody is trying to return to make it better. Okay, now again, it is up to you, and it looks like you will be faced with a decision. Okay, if this person hasn't come back yet, or this opportunity hasn't come back yet, or if there hasn't been some kind of like internal, epiphany, it's gonna come. Okay, it's around you. Okay, throughout the next, as we lead to the end of the year. Okay, so it does seem like you have the opportunity to kind of get into calmer waters. You have the opportunity to have, balanced communication. Okay, and the spiritual lesson here is to, be clear with your communication, be truthful. Okay, but, even if there's hurt here, okay, even if you feel like you've been manipulated or something like that, it looks like, do not forget that this is a, potentially a very like two-party situation, in the sense that, and it takes two to tango, and so it's important to remember, your part in this. It's important to remember how you communicate with others, okay, that you're not hurtful. Okay, and if someone's being hurtful to you during this time, it's like, remember when you need to like step back, and reconvene. But it does seem like this communication, and it seems like something about not being happy, or something needing to change, or some kind of second, being called to do something, and because something's not right. There's a bit of an imbalance there, definitely something. And we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Ten of Cups is about that happily ever after. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles is about, your home, your stability, that, happy home, like happy home, happy wife, happy life type of, whatever kind of saying, so there's definitely been some kind of something that has been, it kind of shook your foundations, but the good thing about it, especially if a tower moment happened, some kind of epiphany or some kind of like event that kind of changed things, is that you have the opportunity to kind of now build, what you want. Okay, if you're not happy, what are the steps that you can take to bring more joy, in your world? And there is an opportunity here too, with the Five of Cups in reverse, there's an opportunity to like get out of this kind of, sadness. Again, if this is just within yourself as well, and it has nothing to do with another person, okay, there's something that you like, need to get that joy back, kind of get out of your head a little bit. But either way, in the near future, there's definitely going to be some kind of decision. Okay, maybe this heart over head decision, okay, about what you do next. Do you bring healing? Okay, either way, it's always positive to bring healing into a situation, regardless of whether or not you're going to work with this company or whether you're not going to have a relationship or a friendship, clearing the air, and bringing healing, even if that means just walking away. Okay? You don't need the other person to accept your apology, or to apologize to you. Okay, you can get closure and healing all by yourself, if you want to. Okay, it's about, making that conscious effort to just let it go. Reflect on what is coming in, and what kind of epiphanies that you've had, and especially when you've had that time to kind of silence these swords, silence these thoughts, and really look in within about what your truth is, your personal truth. Okay, and maybe you don't know that. Maybe you don't know what that is yet. Okay, there is a lot of, things about, again, not being truthful. And that coming to light. And so again, it could just be just lying to yourself, and again, not saying something can also be, lying from omission is still something about, really not being true to yourself. But again, you do have the opportunity to build with somebody else or with this company if you want to. It looks like the other person or the other party wants to resolve the situation. Okay, and it looks like you're gonna have a new perspective on this. Okay, or you're gonna have a perspective about what makes you happy. Maybe you might need a bit of a vacation, and that's all that is needed here, to really kind of stabilize yourself. But either way, it seems like you're a little bit guarded. You might be, it's like there's definitely been some wounds within this, some hurt words. Okay, but the advice is to keep going. You're almost there. You're almost through this. Okay, and things are gonna get better. Okay, so what we have as the outcome is justice. Okay, another major arcana. So another major, energy here. Okay, so the outcome is that the right thing is gonna happen. Okay, again, everybody has free will. Everybody can make, choices. Let's say, you choose not to communicate clearly and truthfully, or decide to be kind of immature and give insults. Okay, that could lead to a whole different outcome. Okay, so it is about, being respectful, listening. Okay, being, non judgmental, and hoping that, the other person can be the same, which I believe that they are. They want healing, and so the outcome is about, there's something that, maybe you haven't been feeling inspired, but something's going to come to light, some kind of happiness, and it's about rebuilding. Okay, it's about getting that spark, and it looks like it's gonna happen. Okay, because right after the 10 of Wands that we have now, we have the Page of Wands. They've just finished the whole kind of cycle and kind of gone through, all the burdens and all the lessons and things like that. Okay, that the High Priestess here as your center is about, lessons, values. Okay, maybe something happened that's kind of shaken up your values. Okay, and it's about kind of recessing that, or some, maybe some kind of injustice happened with your work, and then there's an opportunity to kind of come back again and see if that's really what you want or not, but it is about, ending the burdens. And once you do, okay, and whether it's, to re-establish this with this, or with something new, there's an opportunity for, well, we have the Ace of Cups, so that's love, emotions. Okay, it's if it's not a love with another person kind of thing, it's about, and again, you can have, romantic love or familial love, kind of, there's a lot of types of love, but and with the Ace of Cups as well, it's about something you're going to fall in love with. Okay, it can be a project, it can be that job, it can be, again, a new person, but it is about, the guidance is to speak the truth. Okay, something needs, to end, but also something's not over, so it needs to get resolved. Okay, but with that truth, you are manifesting a new balanced beginning, and you can move forward successfully. Okay, and yeah, and you have a lot of aces. You have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. So that's new beginnings all around you, new truth, new love, emotions, new like Ace of Pentacles is like money, and it can be things that are tangible, like relationships. So there's newness all around you. Okay, now if there needs to be some kind of healing from some kind of past hurt, it is embracing that, accepting it, like, and moving on, because there's great things ahead of you. Okay, if it's something like more money related, there's new money, like an opportunity for something good, for healing, for rest, and something that's kind of fast moving. So this definitely looks like a great rest of the year in terms of really being able to start fresh. Okay, so just use your intuition. What is your heart calling for you? This probably is going to be a heart over head decision, or really making that balance. What you were being called to do. Okay, so I don't know how long that's been so far, but hopefully that was interesting. I am going to continue with some additional messages. If you're not interested in these kind of hopefully oracle messages, this is the end of the tarot. But I do find that they tend to resonate really well with the reading. So yeah, if you're interested, stay. And if not, hopefully this was good. Feel free to message me to say, if it resonated. You don't need to be specific, but I'm kind of curious if it's the first time that I've really kind of shared this kind of collective message with people. So yeah, I'm a little curious. But if you don't need to say mean things or whatever, don't worry. Nah, you all are amazing. So okay, so what we have here is so I'm gonna ultimately read this from the book. So it's a divine guidance. And so the message here is infinite love. This card represents the infinite love that not only resides within you, but is you. The entire universe is the vibration of love energy. Spirit sees your beautiful heart and is calling you to allow this loving energy to flow fully into you and from you. It will heal your hurts and negative past experiences, helping you connect with the true immortal being of light that you are. It is your light and your love that this world needs most. It's time to let the love flow. Yeah, it ultimately is the truth. You are love. Everybody's love. And the more that we love freely, the more the love returns to us. Just like it's ultimately the law of attraction. Same with when it comes to money. The more we kind of let money flow, it's energy, the more likely we are to attract it. Especially if we've already come to a place of abundance, a place of knowing that you already have everything you need within you. Okay? And so we have another message about empowerment. Okay? This is about empowerment, knowing that it can be a choice to be happy. It's not hard. I know we can get comfortable with using kind of in a little rut, and it can be comfortable with what is something, but it just starts little bit by little bit, and anyways, I'll keep going. So, empowerment. This card shows a gentle yet powerful opening and energy flow of the third chakra, the power center. Through your own willingness to stand tall and be all of who and what you are meant to be, you naturally vibrate a dynamic energy that has a positive, empowering effect on others. Through your own acts of self-kindness and self-love, you have given yourself permission to shine a gentle and loving strength. This is what the world needs right now. You are giving the gift of self-empowerment to everyone you meet. Yes, the world needs you right now. The world needs you to step into your power, to speak your truth. Okay, the right people will stay on your path if they're meant to stay on your path. You know, people come and go. Sometimes, you know, they say it's again people come for a season, reason, or a lifetime. You know, and again, conflict, you know, it festers, you know. So I mean, it doesn't serve anybody to kind of, you know, hold on to, you know, well, guilt is something that keeps coming. So I mean, if you hurt somebody, you know, it doesn't serve anybody to hold on to guilt, you know, or, you know, make amends if you feel like it's necessary, you know. We need love in this world. There's already too much negativity. And so, like, I feel like, you know, there's going to be some kind of inspiration that really helps you. And maybe it's this reading, you know, maybe it's something else that comes up, you know, this unexpected opportunity. Because again, if you don't know that the second chance is coming, it's going to come soon and it might be unexpected, you know, and again, it's whether or not you want it. So what we have here is also sacred play, okay? If you're into stones or like gems or anything like that, you know, getting some jasper might be really helpful for this to kind of encourage more fun in your life and more kind of sacred play, you know. And then it does seem like, you know, like especially after, you know, it seems like there's a lot of heart healing happening here, a lot of new perspectives, you know, the right thing is happening. Okay, this is meant to happen, and I know that's not always easy to say, you know, and it may not be exactly how you thought it would be, but the right thing is meant to happen for the rest of everything else to kind of play out, you know. So you will make the right decision. Just don't get stuck too much, you know. Like, be discerning, and you know, if you feel like listening to whatever somebody has to say, listen to them. You know, it could bring some real clarity on like what happened. Okay, so I'm just gonna read from here. Okay, we bring you the gift of sacred play. We enter your heart bringing joy and an ability to have fun, to laugh, to see the silly and playful side of life, and to be entertained by the wonderful spectacle of life. When you know how to look, you will see the joyful hand of the Creator behind so many of the people, places, and things you see every day. You will begin to feel the Creator's delight in creation, and you will feel laughter deep in your soul, a joyful connection with the universe as you realize that even in its strange and sometimes dark mystery, life has a brightness and a delight to it, a sense of humor and a quirky, amusing, enjoyable beauty. We know there is a great joy inside you, and we will help you reconnect with that joy now, so even your most ardent challenges will not diminish your capacity to feel the light of your spirit and take delight in your life. So it's really time, you know, for that courage, you know, to like, well, I'll keep kind of going. So I'm going to kind of do snippets of this. So it's time for the brightness of your light to fill your heart and cast away the shadows of the past. The way you engage with sacred play will vary from day to day. Coloring in, perhaps with unusual colors and outside of those lines, visiting the local dog park to be enchanted by the sheer diversity and sense of humor, you know, of the hand of the Creator. You know, can one see a sausage dog or a poodle and not giggle? Dancing in your lounge room, on the beach, or out with friends, a walk in nature, playing a game with your children, or watching a movie that lightens your heart, singing in the shower, going for a drive with your favorite music playing loud, an enthusiastic bout of air guitar, or singing into your hairbrush microphone. What makes play sacred is being present and allowing it to heal you, to lighten your heart and uplift your spirit. There is much seriousness and discipline on the spiritual path, and that is as it needs to be. However, when you allow sacred play to become part of your journey too, the joy within you shall be all the stronger to nourish you through the challenging times. Your ability to take delight in life every day will increase, and the lightness in your heart will help enlighten the world. So interesting of how these kind of, you know, cards, energies kind of coincide. They're from different decks too. So so the message is definitely pretty strong that it's, time to have some fun. Let go of some conflict, let go of some past hurt if you can, and just do it little bit by little bit. Every little day. Can be beneficial, especially when you have such spiritual cards and energies here. Is that maybe embracing, if you haven't already, a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of meditation. Sometimes it really can just be taking, 5, deep breaths, and starting a little bit by little bit, and, the longer you kind of do it, the more you really rewire your brain, and it becomes, second nature, kind of one of those things that, as you get kind of bad thoughts coming into your head, and kind of getting into this depressive state, there's ways that you can train your brain through a daily, mindfulness practice to, observe, like as these thoughts come in, like, you notice them, you look at them without judgment, and you try to release it. It's like you are supposed to feel emotions, of course, but there's a time and a place when you must process them and then let them go so that you can let new things come in. With every ending, there is a new beginning. Something for, something amazing. And it looks like you have a lot of new opportunities around you. So make those choices. End what you need to, end. Heal what you need to heal. Get those second chances if you need those second chances. It's really up to you. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is there's a little bit of a, if you want to kind of integrate some of this guidance, I don't know the best way to kind of do this way. I'm just going to read it, and, you can kind of, listen to it, and if it sounds something that you really want to kind of embrace, you could probably listen to it again and really try to, like, say it with me. Okay, but in order to kind of integrate this, okay, I call upon the crystal angel of polychrome jasper and angel Kaliel, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of sacred play. I honor my disciplined nature and the strength of my commitment. I honor the need to balance this with freedom, spontaneity, and joy. In opening to receive your gift of sacred play, I open my heart to the light and shine that light through my laughter, through my own free will, so be it. And so if you're somebody who is interested in affirmations, you can say this 3 times, and I'm just gonna go for it. But it's time for sacred play. Hip, hip, hooray. It's time for sacred play. Hip, hip, hooray. It's time for sacred play. Hip, hip, hooray. Ah, man, jeez. I love it. I can feel the energy, okay? You are going to have a great rest of this year, okay? If things have been tough, it's gonna get better, okay? New opportunities are right around you. If you've been looking to try to, like, restart something, have a second chance, it looks like that opportunity is there. If you want to build, okay? Somebody wants to come back, somebody wants to heal, okay? And it's up to you. It's up to both of you. It's up to everybody. What is fair? What is just in the situation? Is it the fairest thing to kind of walk away? Is it the fairest thing to forgive and forget? What is fair? What will make you both happy, or all parties happy? Well, ultimately though, okay, it's like, it's not always about compromise, okay? For example, if you need to leave something behind, okay, it's about standing up for what you want, okay? Even if somebody else is not going to like it, okay? Because ultimately it's not about them, it's about you, okay? We want to make sure if we need to cut something off, we do that in the most respectful way. And ultimately it's for their best as well, It's like, if that situation and that person, that job is not right for you, that means it goes the other way as well. They're not right for each other, that partnership. It had its time and place, But again, if you want to rebuild, there's that opportunity. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope some people listen to it, you know. But anyways, have a fantastic, joyful rest of 2019. You know, put a little bit of play in your day, a little bit by little bit every day. You know, take those shoes off, you know, run in the sand, you know, get your, you know, feet in the grass before the snow comes in, or even when the snow is here, you know, just embrace it, okay? So I love you all, okay? Don't forget that. And, you know, I hope you have, you know, the great rest of your, you know, your day. Okay, bye-bye.